Hey there, in today's video we are going to discuss 7 powerful tips to sell gym memberships with fitness marketing. My name is Amanda Enos and I'm a performance consultant here at Loud Rumor. I'm bringing to you a lot of great knowledge that we at Loud Rumor have learned and my 20 years of fitness industry experience. So what's that first powerful step? Well, it's reverse engineering your numbers. Ever heard of John F. Kennedy's moonshot? Well, in 1962, he said, "We are going to the moon, America," and we really didn't have a plan for how. So it took a team of scientists over and over again trying to plot out step 1 to make that happen. But how did they really do it? Finally, someone stepped up and said, "We can't get that first step until we get ourselves on the moon." So let's put ourselves on the moon and figure out what step had to happen right before that in order for us to get there. Work that all the way backwards so that you figure out what step 1 is. So how do you reverse engineer your numbers when it comes to your marketing need? Let's say you want 25 new members. So 25 new members from your marketing. Now, what we need to understand is a few things about how our business performs. So we're going to put in here some numbers that are really kind of the industry average. So if you want 25 members, in order to get 25 members, because this is the people you sold that showed up to try your product, you need to understand what your closing is so that you can calculate how many people actually had to step through your door and show for an appointment. So 50% closing is kind of the industry average out there. That's about what most people get. So we'll say 50% closing is gonna net us 50 shows. So how did we get a show? We had to book an appointment. So what's the industry average on shows? Well, probably about 50% too, depending on your product. Now, if you don't have a reservation policy in place where you collect credit card information, you might see that be a little bit lower. If you're a reservation-based fitness company, then you probably have a higher show percentage because people have skin in the game because you have their credit card. So we've got 50% shows. This is gonna tell us how many appointments we needed to book. We needed to book then 100 appointments. All right, well, how do we get appointments booked? We gotta make some calls to leads in our system. So out of these 100 appointments you booked, how many people did you have to call to get this? Again, this is variable to your location, and we're just gonna use some easy math right now, but this is one that average is different from location to location. So 50% of the leads you get book, so that puts us at needing 200 leads. The industry average for cost per acquisition when it comes to fitness marketing is about $100. So with all of this put into your funnel, for this 25 members, you probably are going to want to invest in your business $100 per lead. That's what you should expect. So we're going to take our 25 times our 100 per lead. You have a $2,500 investment back into your company to net you 25 new members and to provide you potentially with a 200 lead base, and you can work this back no matter what your closing, your shows, or your booking percentage is, and figure out for your business how to go and influence your numbers. Number 2, understanding the purpose of marketing. As much as we would love to say that marketing is going to absolutely change your current member base numbers, it's not. It's not the solution to getting 25 members. It's a way to give you more opportunities to get more members in your facility. It is not going to sell them for you. You still have to have great processes in place that allow those guests, those people being put into your funnel with marketing to get closed and get started in your facility. So really think about it. This is an investment in growing your business. It's not a cost. I do want to caution you though, you still have to work for it because marketing gives people brand awareness, it gets people connected to you, it gets the visibility, and it gets them raising their hand from home saying, "Pick me, tell me why I should come into your facility." You and your sales team have to still get them through the door. Step 3, increasing your return on investment ROI in your marketing. So as we talked about before, this marketing plan is not going to be 100% the way that you get new members. You have to have exceptional member experiences and guest experiences happening in your facility to make that occur, to make 25 members occur. But how do you maximize the investment you're making? Well, that comes down to influencing the processes in your facility to strengthen some of these key indicators and percentages that happen in our facility. So what I want to show you, and I might need some help on math here, is if we influence closing or show percentage or booking percentage, how that's going to impact and allow us to get more members. What that in turn does is that decreases your cost per lead. Awesome, right? Getting more for your money. So here we go. We're first going to start by just saying we improve our closing percentage. Let's go ahead and say that we take closing from 50%, we'll go to 60%. So you spend time role-playing with your team and strengthening their skill set. You now can take a look at your 25 members you have right here, and you can say, if I had 50 people show and I have a 60% closing, I'm now going to enroll 30 people. Is that right? 30 people. So you're going to get 30 members. You're going to gain and net add for yourself 5 more people in your facility just by influencing your closing percentage. This is huge. This gives you reasons to believe in training and developing your team and having a flawless sales process. The other thing to look at here is there's a lot of other pieces of this that you can influence and have the same impact, but it goes the reverse. If you don't have a great process in place, your closing could be lower and you could net less than the average here in member ads. Or you could do the same in shows or booking. Maybe you're not contacting your leads quickly enough or at all. Well, that's gonna also impact these numbers and not always in a great way. So make sure you understand how to increase your return on investment by making sure you have the right processes in place. Number 4, dominate the follow-up game. So I know that one of the things that can scare people away from even becoming a salesperson is the idea that they're bugging people. But let me tell you, there is no better product to sell than fitness. You're opening a door for people to change their lives, but they also have to put the work in. So when we talk about dominating the follow-up game, one of the key things from a mindset standpoint I want to give you a clue into is make sure your team understands that they're not following up to sell a membership, they're following up to help somebody make a really great choice in their health and fitness journey. That will allow them to understand that it's okay to keep calling. Grant Cardone tells us that unfortunately, 80% of yeses happen between the 5th and 12th contact. Wow. I would say err on the side of 12 nowadays, considering people don't pick up their phone as frequently, they don't maybe respond to text messages right away. So 12 is probably the mindset that you should give your team. That is going to allow them to really understand their expectation too. But dominating that follow-up game is going to help you in a few places. Yes, closing. For the people who didn't say yes in their first experience, keep connecting with them. Keep talking to them about what they felt when they were in your facility. Your shows percentage. If you have a great follow-up game on people who didn't show for you, then you have a chance of getting them back into the facility and actually trying you out. Because wouldn't you agree, once they feel it, they want to be a part of it? And then the booking percentage. Look, leads are going to come into your funnel, and I get it, not all of them are going to be great, but we tend to give up on those leads within the first couple of calls, and we don't stay on top of connecting with them. Get creative, have fun with your follow-up, but keep following up. Whether it's someone who's already been in or it's somebody who's yet to make it through your doors, we have to stay connected at all times and make sure that we advocate for them actually taking the first steps in their fitness journey. All right, number 5, blow them away in their first visit. So think about maybe your first time in a gym. How did it feel? even if you are a gym person, it's a new place, it's a new community of people. We want to make sure that when people show up at your door, that they don't feel lost or scared. So how do we welcome people into our home? Because that's what it really is for most of us, right? Our second home. Well, think of creative things outside the box. Maybe you get a whiteboard, you get a chalkboard, maybe you've got TVs in your lobby, and every single day, put down the names and a welcome note to those who are planning to come into your facility. That way, when they show up, they feel like everyone is ready to welcome them in. What I also want you to consider is that feeling like you belong and you matter is a basic need. It's actually the second set of basic needs on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The first one, am I safe? Do I have clothes? Am I fed, right? This is the next. Do people care? Do I matter? And if you can make them feel like they matter in the first few moments of stepping into the facility, you affirm that showing up was a great decision that day. The other things to consider is, you know you have an appointment, right? So why wouldn't you be up at the front door, opening that door for that guest, welcoming in and saying to them, hey Matt, I'm so glad you made it today. We are so excited to show you around our facility. Getting people in a space where they feel like they showed up and you showed up too is going to allow that first experience to be one that's a little calmer, a little less stressful, and really allows them to open up to you more. Because look, if I walk through the doors and I don't feel welcome, when you start to ask me really personal questions, I'm not gonna be as open to that. I'm not gonna feel like I wanna share these things with you. So this allows that initial interaction with you and your team to be one that already sets an emotional standard and makes them feel a little bit more relaxed and will get them to talk to you more so that you can connect them back to your products and offerings that much easier. When it's emotional, it makes people make a decision. Step 6, having multiple lines in the water. What does this mean? Well, picture the visual. I'm one person standing on the edge of a dock with one fishing pole in the water. My ability to catch fish is limited by what that one hook can hold at one time. If I have multiple, I got a lot more options. I'm no longer limited by one hook. I've got multiple ways that I can go out there and catch fish. So Matt and Mike do a great video on this called organic lead generation. But I'm gonna go through a few of the examples with you for different things that you can be doing. One thing I can tell you, B2B is probably underutilized. And I say that because I think that most of the time we think of B2B as a place that we can go and put a lead box or we can put a stack of flyers, and we don't really use it for what it can be. A way to build a relationship with another business owner, invite them in, and get them to use your product, because when that business owner uses it, that stack of passes on the counter is gonna go out. If they're not involved, if they're not using it, it's probably not gonna go anywhere. So B2B is not just placing your product, it's about inviting those business owners, operators, managers in to experience your product. The next to think about is direct mail. So this one, not everyone is a fan of going out and investing and putting things in people's mailboxes. But sometimes people just need to know you exist. Sometimes they need a reminder that you are down the street. So this is a great way to get neighborhoods around you back in the train of thought that, oh, that's right, they're there, that's an option. Or, hey, I just moved here and I had no idea that that was in the neighborhood. So direct mail is really great for something to really surge people's knowledge of your existence. Other things I'll tell you, you can do wrapped cars. It's a one-time investment. You put it on a vehicle, might cost you a couple $1,000s, but now that is a driving billboard. Drive kindly though. You don't want to be the person that ends up with people calling your studios for the wrong reason. You can also consider here, if you don't want to do a direct mailer or things like that, door hangers. You're like, door hangers? I've got to go door to door and put door hangers on doors? No. That's one way, absolutely. You can also partner with car washes and tell those car wash owners, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a free 2 weeks, and if you could take these passes I'm giving you, put them on the rearview mirror of the cars after the car is washed until your supply is out. I'd really appreciate it. The other key thing with the door hangers, those of you that are in downtown areas, all those scooters that probably annoy you out on the streets or the bikes, go hang your door hangers on them. They're always there, they're always moving, they're always getting visibility, and that's a great way just to get more product placement. So there's a ton of other opportunities that Matt and Mike talk about in that organic lead generation video, but these are just a few ways to spur your ideas so that you can go out there and catch as many fish as possible. Step number 7, infinite return. So I'm sure you have heard this a lot, but we bring it up again and again here at Loud Rumor because it is absolutely not an option. It should be the option for helping you grow your business and also reduce your cost per lead that you are paying right now in your business. I know we talked about earlier when you go and you reverse engineer your numbers that influencing and improving your processes like booking more frequently, getting more people to show, or closing more people when they come in, that can get you more members, but you can also get more members by taking the ones you enroll that you got through your lead marketing resources and maximize them, multiply them. So what do we mean by that? I'm sure you all know what's coming. Referrals, referrals, referrals. When you create a raving fan in your business, whether that's in their first experience, feeling welcomed in the facility because you made them feel at home, or it's that they come day after day, multiple times a week to get their sweat on with you and your team, it doesn't matter. Everyone is a referral opportunity. So why not make sure you optimize that instead of letting those opportunities go by the wayside? So if we take a look back at those 25 members that we got started with, if you were to get yourself just to having the 25 new members give you an average of one lead, and you were able to work that back and get 50% of those leads to get started with you, you end up lowering your cost per acquisition exponentially. But I will tell you this, when you set out to do, hey, 3 to 5 referrals per new member, you typically will end up with no less than an average of 2 referrals per new member. All right, so 2 referrals per new member gives me 50 new leads. We can reverse engineer this all the way back down. If you get 25 of those new leads to get started, which typically your conversion rate on referrals from members is better, that's 25 new members. You have now duplicated what you got from the marketing that you invested back into your business. And you've also decreased your cost per lead by 50%. And now you're getting 2 leads per every $100 that you invest. You've got a great resource of getting more members into your facility with the ones you currently have. I know that one of the challenges can be, I just got someone to start on the membership and I've just asked them to invest so much in themselves. How can I ask them to give me more? How can you not? These people have just had an amazing experience, and either you've wowed them and you deserve to ask, they understand how they are going to be changing their lives in your facility and they need as much support as they can get, or they know people in their lives who need a change too and are ready to help those around them because they feel comfortable in your facility. So ask. It doesn't hurt to ask, but you have to do it 10 out of 10 times. This is the concept of infinite return. You can keep pouring back into your business with one investment at a time. You can get more for that $100 you're putting into your business because you are mastering the referral game. At the end of the day, Mike likes to say that amateurs add and professionals multiply. So, what will you be? All right, so that's it. 7 powerful tips to sell gym memberships with marketing, or based on what we just learned, to sell more gym memberships with marketing. Look, at the end of the day, we all want to maximize our business because it impacts the bottom line. It also happens to make people a little healthier in our communities. So why not go out and do the work, right? Have fun with it, enjoy, and if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos just like this.